is leading the way. Teenager Erriyon Knighton is a national champion. 1974.
What if I told you a 19-year-old nearly beat the fastest man alive? In the 2023 World Championships, Erriyon Knighton, a teenager from the U.S., shocked the world by sprinting 200 meters in just 19.75 seconds. This isn't just fast. It's record-breaking, heart-racing, and almost unbelievable. Let's dive into how this young athlete did the impossible. Erriyon Knighton was born in Tampa, Florida in 2004. Like many kids, he played football, but people started noticing something different about him. He was fast, really fast. In high school, his speed was so amazing that coaches suggested he try track. When he did, everything changed. At just 16 years old, he turned professional. Most teens are still figuring out life. Erriyon, he was already running with the pros. What's even more amazing is how quickly he adapted. While most young runners take years to adjust to the pressure of big competitions, Knighton seemed completely unfazed. He ran with confidence, like someone who had been doing it for a decade. Reporters often asked him how he stayed so calm. His answer? He just focuses on running his race, not the people around him. Everyone knows Usain Bolt, the fastest man ever. But did you know Erriyon Knighton broke Bolt's records? When Knighton was under 18, he ran faster than Bolt did at the same age. At 17, he ran 19.84 seconds in the 200 meters. That was faster than Bolt at that age. At 18, he ran 19.69 seconds. People were shocked. Could this teen be the next big thing in sprinting?
The bend and Knighton now into his running. Nina in pursuit. De Grasse with a lot of work to do. And Fambulla looks to be labouring. It really is all too easy. 1978.
And there's more. Knighton didn't just break youth records, he crushed them. Bolt's times had stood for years, and many believed no teenager could touch them. Then Erriyon came along and shattered those beliefs. It wasn't just a record-breaking moment, it was a message to the world. A new era was beginning. In 2022, Erriyon proved he wasn't just fast, he was world-class. At the World Championships, he faced some of the best runners on Earth. And guess what? He didn't just keep up, he won bronze in the 200-meter final. That made him the youngest person ever to win a medal in that event at a major world competition. He stood on the podium next to grown men, and he held his own. That race didn't just earn him a medal, it earned him respect. After the event, athletes and coaches from around the world praised him. Some even said he reminded them of a young Bolt, but with his own unique style. He didn't copy anyone. He created his own lane. If 2022 was impressive, 2023 was a shocker. This time, Erriyon came back stronger. At the World Championships in Budapest, he faced Noah Lyles, the reigning champion. Knighton ran 200 meters in 19.75 seconds, earning silver. He wasn't just a teenager anymore. He was nearly the best in the world. People couldn't believe it. A 19-year-old beating almost everyone in the biggest race of the year. It's not just about winning a medal. It's about how he raced. Knighton had a slow start but exploded around the curve, catching up to some of the fastest men alive. His stride was long, smooth, and powerful. For a moment, it looked like he might take gold, and even though he finished second, fans knew they were witnessing something special. Before the world stage, Erriyon proved himself in the U.S. In 2023, he became the U.S. 200-meter champion by running 19.72 seconds. That's blazing fast. It showed he could beat the top American sprinters and be a national star. He wasn't just winning, he was dominating. Knighton holds the world under-18 best in the 200 meters of 19.84 seconds, set on June 27, 2021, and World U20 record with a time of 19.69 seconds, set on June 26, 2022. What's wild is that Knighton doesn't show off. After races, he doesn't scream or dance. He just nods, smiles a little, and walks off. It's all business. That calm, focused attitude makes him even more dangerous on the track. Lots of athletes have one great race, but Erriyon, he's fast all the time. Since he started running professionally, he's had multiple races under 20 seconds. In fact, he holds the 12th fastest 200-meter times for any runner under age 20. That's not luck. That's talent, training, and focus. And his coach says Erriyon is still learning. That's the scary part. He's already elite, but he hasn't reached his peak. He's building strength, refining his technique, and gaining experience. If he's this good now, what happens when he hits his prime? Knighton isn't just dreaming about winning races, he has other goals too. He loves speed, even off the track. He dreams of owning a McLaren supercar one day. He also wants a ranch where he can have horses and goats. These dreams push him to work hard. He knows what he wants, and he's running toward it. He's also got a sharp mind for business. He signed endorsement deals early in his career, and he's learning how to manage fame, money, and responsibility. He wants to build a future not just in sports, but beyond it. Noah Lyles is the current king of the 200 meters, but Knighton is catching up. Their races are intense but respectful. Lyles has said good things about Knighton, calling him a serious rival, even though he's just a teen. Knighton says racing Lyles helps him get better. This rivalry is pushing both to run faster than ever.
One of the fastest times in history. Quite frankly, after 120 meters, it was never.
And fans love it. Every time they race, there's electricity in the air. People wonder, will this be the moment Knighton takes over? Or will Lyles hold him off again? It's a battle of generations, and it's far from over. Erriyon Knighton is only 19. Think about that. He's already broken records, won medals, and faced the world's best. What will he do at 21? At 25? The Olympics are coming, and many believe he could win gold. He's young, focused, and just getting started. Even though Knighton has already achieved so much, he knows there's still a long way to go. He trains every day, working on his form, his power, and his mindset. His coaches say he listens carefully and always tries to get better. He doesn't act like a star. He acts like a student of the sport. Fans are also taking notice. People who love track and field are excited about Erriyon's future. They see someone who could bring sprinting into a new era. He's relatable, humble, and always focused on the next race. Kids look up to him because he shows what you can do when you work hard. His competitors respect him too. Even older runners know Knighton is serious. They watch him carefully, knowing that if they let their guard down, he'll speed right past them. But there's something else. They want to see how far he'll go. Everyone is curious. When Erriyon runs, he makes it look easy, but behind every race is hours of work, strict routines, and sacrifice. He doesn't party or waste time. He trains, rests, eats right, and repeats. That's how champions are made, and he knows that. Erriyon also has a message for young athletes. Don't wait. If you have a dream, chase it now. He didn't wait until he was older to go pro. He jumped in when the time felt right, even if it was scary. He believes anyone can do something great if they start believing early. And let's not forget what's coming, Paris 2024. The next Olympics could be where Erriyon Knighton writes history. He'll go up against the best in the world again, but this time people will expect him to win. Can he take the gold? Only time will tell. But here's the thing. Win or lose, Knighton has already changed the game. He's brought excitement, energy, and a new face to sprinting, and that kind of impact lasts a long time. So the next time you hear someone say something is impossible, remember Erriyon Knighton, a teenager who ran past limits and proved that with speed, heart, and belief, anything is possible. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories just like this. Drop a comment below. Do you think Knighton will break the world record next? Share your thoughts.
Letsile worked so hard to try and give him a go there, but Tebogo draws clear now, and he's done it. 10/100ths of a second.
Letsile Tebogo has just rewritten athletics history, and what's just been revealed has track and field experts worldwide absolutely stunned. For 7 years, Wade van Niekerk's 300-meter world best stood untouchable. Until now. The Botswanan sprint sensation obliterated the previous mark with a mind-blowing 30.69 seconds at the Simbine Kuro Classic Shootout in Pretoria, establishing himself as potentially the most explosive young sprinting talent since Usain Bolt and sending shockwaves through the Olympic landscape. Letsile Tebogo, Botswana's 21-year-old sprint phenomenon, created unprecedented excitement across the athletics world with his jaw-dropping 300-meter performance. Born from raw talent and relentless training, this extraordinary achievement revolutionized sprint expectations by demolishing Wade van Niekerk's previous world best of 30.81 by more than a tenth of a second, placing Tebogo's name alongside sprint legends Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt as the only men in history to break the 31-second barrier in this rarely contested distance. The implications of Tebogo's world record extend far beyond the 300-meter distance itself. After decimating his competition in Pretoria, winning by more than a second ahead of Gardeo Isaacs, 31.91, while Biapo Ndori finished third in 31.95, this wasn't just about record-breaking times, it's clear confirmation that his Olympic 200-meter gold was no fluke, and that his trajectory points toward complete sprint dominance across multiple distances. What makes Tebogo's record particularly significant is how he executed it with apparent ease. Witnesses described how he blasted from the blocks to create a clear lead by the bend before continuing to cruise, increasing his advantage even further down the home straight. This wasn't a desperate lunge at history, this was complete mastery of the sprint, executed with the confident swagger of someone who knows they're redefining what's possible in the sport. Tebogo's strategic brilliance extends far beyond raw speed into psychological warfare. By demolishing Van Niekerk's mark on South African soil in Pretoria, the same city where Michael Johnson set his once-thought untouchable 30.85 back in 2000, Tebogo delivered a symbolic performance that announced his arrival as track's new global superstar. Yet his post-race humility showed extraordinary class. "He's a brother to me, we share the good vibes. There's no bad energy between us," he said of Van Niekerk, adding, "Thank you for always pushing me and telling me not to belittle myself. Thank you so much, mate." The specific context of this performance reveals Tebogo's remarkable development curve. Just 2 years ago, he was setting a World U 2100-meter record of 9.94 at the World Athletics Championships in Oregon, before improving it to 9.91 to retain his World U20 title in Cali the following month. Now he holds the African 200-meter record of 19.50 seconds, set in London last year, alongside World Championship medals in both sprints. This 300-meter world best confirms what insiders have whispered. Tebogo might be the most complete sprint talent to emerge since Bolt himself. As Tebogo's Diamond League dominance in 2025 illustrated, his racing intelligence continues to evolve alongside his physical gifts. In Doha, he demonstrated his psychological mastery by employing his signature look to the side and smirks a little bit while destroying American Courtney Lindsay, as if to say, "Hey, you really thought you were going to win this one." This mental edge proves Tebogo isn't just physically superior. He's also developing the champion's mentality that separates all-time greats from mere talents. The importance of this world best extends beyond personal achievements into historical context. Before Tebogo, the 300-meter world best list read like a sprint Hall of Fame. Wade van Niekerk, 30.81, Michael Johnson, 30.85, and Usain Bolt, 30.97. Now, standing above them all is the young phenom from Botswana, who has definitively announced himself as the premier sprint talent of his generation, capable of challenging records across multiple distances. Tebogo's Olympic triumph in Paris 2024 was the culmination of years of development and confirmed his status as sprinting royalty. As the men's 200-meter final approached in Paris, the lineup included some of the fastest men in history, including the reigning world champion Noah Lyles and American sprinters Kenny Bednarek and Erriyon Knighton. Lyles entered as the favorite with his 19.31 personal best, making him the third fastest man in history, while Knighton's 19.49 and Bednarek's 19.59 made them serious contenders. The Olympic final itself became the stuff of legend. As described by witnesses, at the gun, Tebogo blasted out of the blocks, navigating the curve with incredible precision, his long, powerful strides keeping him right in the mix alongside Lyles and Bednarek. But it was in the final 50 meters where Tebogo began to separate from the field, his speed in the final stages breathtaking, pulling ahead of Bednarek and Lyles. He crossed the line in a stunning 19.46 seconds, setting a new African record, with Bednarik taking silver in 19.62 seconds and Lyles settling for bronze with 19.7 seconds. Tebogo followed up his Olympic triumph with Diamond League dominance. In Rome, he faced a formidable lineup, including former world champion Christian Coleman, Olympic bronze medalist Fred Kerley, and former Olympic champion Marcel Jacobs in the 100 meters. Despite Coleman's strong start, Tebogo's acceleration in the second half of the race truly set him apart, as he overtook Coleman in the final meters to win in 9.87 seconds. Days later in Zurich, competing in his favored 200 meters, he faced Bednarik and Knighton again. Despite challenging conditions, Tebogo unleashed his top speed in the final meters, overtaking both to win with a time of 19.55 seconds. Tebogo's 200-meter time puts him among a very small group of runners, including stars like Noah Lyles and Erriyon Knighton. Only a few have ever run under 19.5 seconds, showing just how fast he is. For Botswana, his success means more than just medals. His Olympic gold in the 200 meters was the country's first, turning him into a national hero. He's also helping to lift Botswana's relay teams, especially the 4x400-meter squad that nearly beat Team USA in Paris. Even without Tebogo at the World Relays, they proved they're stronger than many expected. His rise is changing how the world sees Botswana in sprinting. At the Simbine Kuro Classic Shootout, Tebogo made headlines with his 300-meter world best, but Akani Simbine also impressed by winning the 150-meter in 15.04 seconds. This shows how strong African sprinting is right now. As the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo get closer, Tebogo's message is clear. He's the one to beat. Coaches say no one will win if they can't outrun him. His speed across different races makes him dangerous in both the 100 meters and 200 meters, and maybe even the 400 meters. Tebogo started as a 100-meter star in juniors, but now he's the top name in the 200-meter. His growth has been fast and exciting. Going from junior races to the world stage, he keeps getting better. His 300-meter run proves he's more than just a short-distance sprinter. Tebogo is now one of the biggest names in track.
Away they go first time, and Tebogo's well into his running, as is Nkrumah. But look at Tebogo in the middle. It's Tebogo. He's turning round.
Everyone remembers the finish line. But what if the moment that changed everything happened 20 meters before it? When Letsile Tebogo turned mid-race, smiled at his rival, and still broke a world record. It wasn't just speed that made headlines. It was attitude. And behind that smile was a story no one expected. Earlier that year, Tebogo had already made history by becoming the first Botswana to break the 10-second barrier, clocking 9.96 seconds at the Gaborone International Meet. That moment put him on the radar, but it was just the beginning. When he stepped onto the track at the Senior World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, he again lowered the U20 record to 9.94 seconds. Many started comparing him to a young Usain Bolt, but few expected what would happen in Cali. The buildup was intense, and fans across the globe had their eyes glued to the screen, wondering if this young talent could truly deliver under pressure. In the 100-meter final at Estadio Olímpico Pascual Guerrero, the tension was electric. As the starter's gun fired, Tebogo exploded out of the blocks, instantly creating separation from the rest of the field. By the halfway mark, it was clear he was in a league of his own. And then, with just 20 meters to go, he did something that would make global headlines. He turned to his Jamaican rival, pointed, smiled, and cruised across the line. The clock read 9.91 seconds, and the crowd erupted. Tebogo had just broken his own world record while putting on a show. What made it even more thrilling was that he looked like he was having fun, almost like he was toying with the idea of how much faster he could have gone.
Round and gesticulating at the opposition 40 meters out. That is a truly astonishing performance.
People weren't just talking about the time. They were talking about confidence, the flair, and the personality. It was the kind of moment that reminded everyone of Usain Bolt's iconic 2008 Olympic run, where he coasted across the finish line while pounding his chest. Tebogo later admitted it was intentional, saying, "I wanted the fans to enjoy it. It was a show and a reminder of what Bolt used to do." But this mid-race celebration had critics too. Some felt it was disrespectful to his competitors. Tebogo didn't shy away from the controversy, addressing it head-on. "If somebody took it as disrespect, I'm really sorry. That wasn't my intention. I just wanted to enjoy the moment." It sparked a broader debate about showmanship versus sportsmanship in track and field, and whether Tebogo had crossed the line or simply revived the sport's entertainment factor. The discussion spilled over onto social media, where fans passionately debated the fine line between confidence and cockiness. What made the moment even more shocking was the realization that he could have gone even faster. Analysts speculated that, had Tebogo run straight through the line without celebrating, he might have clocked somewhere around 9.80 seconds or faster, putting him in the same territory as Olympic finalists. But Tebogo wasn't chasing numbers that day. He was chasing impact. His ability to inject personality into a race, to blend entertainment with elite performance, was something the sport had been missing since Bolt's retirement. His performance in Cali didn't just earn him gold, it announced his arrival on the global stage. That same week, he went on to win silver in the 200 meters, clocking an astonishing 19.96 seconds.